Hey writers, we're Kevin and Ashley Wiskirchen, and we'll be talking spiritual formation in our training videos. We're going to dive right on into this month's topic, which is sacrificial giving.
We're coming up on Lent, a season of sanctification through self-denial and sacrifice. Lent calls us to rid our lives of distractions and small comforts to create a greater space for Christ in our daily life, and then calls us to deeper prayer and communion with Him to invite Him in to fill these new caverns with grace.
Biking for Babies provides a unique way for us to enter into this season. As a former rider, I know the training challenges are many. Making time for workouts, turning down what you wanted to do with your day to get your ride or your run in, the physical challenges of completing a training ride. It can all be very tough. But it can also be a pathway to grace. Remembering to spiritually dedicate those sacrifices each day unites your sacrifice with that of Christ, and asking for His Spirit to sustain you can bring the full purpose of your training to the surface.
At times, it takes heroic virtue for you to wake up early, slip on your sneakers, and get out the door for your run. Taking up our crosses joyfully and uniting our sufferings to Christ is like a spiritual rock tumbler that rolls us around and softens our edges, pushing us towards holiness and polishing our rough patches. The kicker is, Satan does not want us to succeed at this. And so when we submit our will to Christ's and take up those heroic minutes seriously, I think Satan works twice as hard to trip us up.
But remember, Christ has already won this battle for us. Rely on Him for strength and perseverance and cling to Scripture, which says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, Philippians 4:13. This truly sacrificial giving focuses our sight on Christ's suffering and ultimate sacrifice for our salvation, and begins to dissolve the distractions around us that hold us back from Him. By embracing this call to sacrifice in our training, we become more united to Him.
The last thing you might be called to sacrifice this Lent as you begin your Biking for Babies training is kind of a big one. It's your social comfort. I think for me, the most challenging facet of building the culture of life is the disconnect that many people we encounter have with what it means to care for each other. We put our reputations on the line for Christ when we defend life, knowing that not all, or even many, might agree with us. But in generosity, we continue to pray for the deeper conversion of hearts to the truth in our charitable and unwavering defense of life.
In Matthew 5:11, Christ said, Blessed are you when others insult you and persecute you, and falsely utter all kinds of evil against you because of me. It's true, the pro-life stance can sometimes be an unwelcome one. But Pope Francis reminds us by his words and actions that ours is a church of mercy. You might get a lot of support for your commitment to Biking for Babies this year, or you may get some pushback from friends and peers. But the sacrifice is this one, to build bridges with a generous heart without judgment, without an air of I'm right and you're wrong, and to respond with love. It may be easier to respond with facts and well thought out arguments, but responding with love ultimately unveils the truth and invites Christ into the conversation.
And that's true whether it's on Facebook or at the dinner table. Biking for Babies calls us to spiritual formation along with our physical training. So we'd like to challenge you to take up one of these three things as you begin your training. The first thing is to read the daily Mass readings. You can find these on the USCCB website, and we're going to provide a link to them for you in the description of this video. The second thing is to take up a regular devotional, such as praying the Rosary, praying the Liturgy of Hours, or daily spiritual reading. The third thing is to invest in your interior life, which is your prayer life with Christ, by saying the morning offering prayer or using the Ignatian Examen at night, or both. We'll also provide these links to you.
Thanks for watching and good luck!